Hai guys.
Udah.
Next session dipimpin sama Rafael, Florian, dan Javier tentang Git.
Git. Banyak. Oke. Ini ambil aku. Bisa. Kecil. Oke. Stop. Mulai. Okay, guys. I think we'll start now. And before that, I'm Florian from Tech, and this evening we'll talk about Git. As you see earlier, I think Ken's team, while they're explaining about backend, they're using Git also. So they're using Git and GitHub, and I think this is a really important topic that you can use across all your development when you make some software or make some websites. So before that, kontennya apa aja? Ini we have what and why Git. So what is Git? Why do you use Git? How to set up Git? Some of the basic commands that we have in Git. Branches and merging. Other useful commands that you may use, as well as how to use Git and GitHub and what things that you can do in GitHub. So these are just the prerequisites. If you have it now, you may follow along, but if not, we'll send the slides, and basically this is all you need to actually replicate what we'll do in the demonstration part later. So Git. So what is Git? Git is an open source control management software, or people also call it version control system. And basically the function of Git is to track the changes to the code base. So when you have some project, over time you will continue developing it from version 1, version 2. Oh, sorry. Yep, sorry for the technical issue. So basically, if you have a project and you're developing it from the first version to the subsequent version, there will be a lot of changes. There will be, especially if you're working as a team, a lot of people are modifying the code base. And so we need Git to actually manage all of this, to know who changed what and at what time the code base gets changed. And with Git, Git also functions as some sort of a save point. You know, when you are playing games in the PlayStation or the Switch, you can always save your game in a lot of the save spots. So actually the analogy is the same. In your game, if you save your game, and then the next time you open your game, you will be able to load the save slot, and you will be back to exactly where you saved the game. Like the exact health point, the magic point, all your inventory will be the same. So that's what happened to Git as well. So in Git, saving is actually called committing. So when we commit in Git, it's actually the same thing as kind of like saving in a game. And then, so in Git, we can also revert back to previous versions, which is what you can do in the game. So you can load the commit or revert to the previous commits, and all your files in the working directory will be reverted back to be like exactly the same as the time you make the commit. So the idea is the same as saving in a lot of like games. And of course, the most important use of Git is to work collaboratively with a lot of people, because nowadays softwares are developed as a team, and we need some sort of system to manage all the changes. Without Git, imagine we are working with a team of like 100 developers. Without Git, someone as the team lead will need to send the code base to everyone and then assign everyone each task. And then when everyone finishes with their task, everyone will need to send the file back to one person, and then this person will need to, consolidate all the changes and all that. And in the process, he needs to make sure that all the changes that are made by the different members will not override each other. But this is clearly unsustainable because, as I said, these days project grows very large. It's developed by a very large number of people, and doing things manually, like sending files using WhatsApp or Telegram manually, is very error prone, and it's certainly not scalable with the size of the project that grows larger day by day. So that's why we need Git to prevent one person work overwriting another person's works. Yeah, so that's basically what I just said. Why Git? It's also because I said earlier, we can track the changes that happens as we develop our code base. Basically, it allows people to, have some idea as to like why are these changes being made? Why are these code like disappearing? Why are there like new variables here and there? So if you're confused, you can always look through the commit history, which is basically like the save points that I said earlier. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense actually if you know it. So maybe we'll get back to this meme later after we go through the relevant sections. So not that important, but basically behind the scene, Git will save an identical copy of all your files in the directory. So that's why when you kind of like revert to the previous commits, you're able to get back all the files in the exact state as at the time you saved them. So and then all these files are compressed and there are no duplicates. So Git is smart enough to know that some files are unchanged and Git will actually not save a duplicate of that. That's why the size is reduced. It's not very large to have a Git repository. Yeah, but it's just implementation details that should not concern us as Git user. So before we continue further, I think I will introduce you first to the three places where your code lives if you have a Git repository in a local repository in your computer. So at the leftmost, we have the purple folder. It's the working directory. So working directory is basically just the files that you have in your computer. All the code files that you store in your folder in your computer storage is your working directory. Then we have staging area. Staging area is kind of like the last stop or like the temporary place for files before you actually commit all the files at the time. So it's like this staging area is like when you can use this staging area as a place where you can review all your codes, check for any bugs or any mistakes before you actually commit them to the local repository. So basically, it's like, when we have, let me switch for a while. So I believe all of you have gone to Canvas, to upload your assignments. So the staging area, it's like this page in Canvas. Because in this page of Canvas, you can actually upload your file. So for example, let's upload answer version 1 here. So this is the staging area. It's like the last stop, the temporary, holding of files that you are about to save. So if I think this answer is correct, I can just go ahead and submit assignment. So the submit assignment here is analogous to like committing in GitHub. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Okay. Yeah, so when we have a file that, we are ready to we have finished developing some feature, for example. So we can add the file to the staging area and then we can review the files Or you may have multiple files that you have changed. You can add all of them to the staging area, as seen in the picture right there. Then when you are confident enough that all your files are correct, that's where you can commit, and you have like permanently saved the everything that you have at that point in time as a local repository. And in future, you will be able to get back to it and recover everything that you have in case there is some serious bugs. So I'm just going to introduce some examples of how to like think of these three different places where your code moves. So let's say you have two files, and then you are ready to like commit those files. You're ready to like save those files to the local repository. So you add both files to the staging area. By doing this commit, we'll demonstrate later. And then you realize that there are some mistakes in one of the files. So you see the yellow circle there, it indicates that the file has been modified. So in that case, you need to add the modified file again to the staging area. Because the last time you added the file to the staging area, it was still the previous versions before you modified the file. So actually the analogy is the same as in Canvas. Let's say my answer version 1 is wrong. If it is wrong, obviously I need to re-upload the correct file. So I'll go back and like just imagine like this folder is like the working directory. So I need to add the corrected version of the file back to the Canvas so that when I submit my assignment, the prof will be able to see the correct answer instead of the old version. So, let's say if there is still another mistake here, then I will need to re-upload again. Let's say this version 3 here, so that when I submit it, it will be the correct version. So it's the same idea as in Git. So every time you make some modifications to the code, you will need to put it in the staging area again using the git add command. So that when you commit everything that you have in the staging area, it will be the correct, the modified version, the most updated version that you intend to save. Okay, we will go to the demonstration in a while, but I think I'll just talk more about some best practices in committing. As in games, right, you can save however much that you want. Like, you can play for 5 minutes, then save your game. Play for another 5 minutes and save your game. But obviously, this is not very efficient because, you have limited amount of storage. So you don't want to keep making save files unnecessarily. You want to make saves only when you are finished with doing something. Like, let's say before a boss fight, or like after you finish some quest in the game. So the same idea is applicable to Git as well. Basically, a commit should identify a state of the project where you have accomplished specific objective. So let's say you have finished fixing a bug in the sidebar, for example, or you have finished adding a show password in the login page. So every time you finish making some changes, then only then you will make the commit. Because if you just keep making commits without a specific or like very clear objective, you will just be polluting your commit history or your save files in a way. Then it will be difficult for you to go back in future to like see what changes are made, because all the commits are like unclear. I don't know what I'm doing in this commit. I don't know what this commit is for. So ideally, each commit should be very clear. When you save the state of your project, it should be only after you make some specific progress. Then also, it should not be too small or large in a way that the difference in the files between one commit and the next should not be very large. The same way that in a game, you don't want to like play for like 5 hours and then you save the game. Because in that way, if you die midway, then you need to like go back very far, and you wouldn't be able to like, sorry, yeah, you need to go back very far. Then it's very bad for the progress, right? Because if there's something wrong, then it's like you need to redo a lot of stuff. So it's like, don't wait until you implemented a very big feature. Like, let's say you have a website, then you want implement a forum feature in the website. So you shouldn't do like make a commit like before the forum is implemented, and then you implement the commit for like implement the feature for like 1 week, and then only then you make another commit. Oh, forum is finished. So you actually need to like take it step by step. You know, maybe in the first day you actually implemented the layout, and then in the second day you implemented the backend maybe. So you just make a commit accordingly, like in each of the specific objectives. So you don't need to like wait until things are like finished as a whole before you make a commit. And then it should not conflict multiple objectives. Basically, one commit should but it should identify one objective. So don't make a commit that is like a combination of both another feature and a bug fix, for example. So these are like checkpoints that you have. And like let's say this is the original program. Then you have make another commit with the feature and the bug fix. So this is actually not like very encouraged because it's like you cannot specifically see what has changed if you do this. So yeah, it's like these are some examples of like practices that shouldn't be followed. Yeah, so ideally it should be one. So if you have feature and a bug fix, you will commit the feature first, and then you commit the bug fix. And yeah, this is quite self-explanatory. Basically, just where every time you commit, you will be asked for some message and ensure that the message is clear. Like let's say, stick to like some maybe you use a past tense or present tense, like, and then you actually identify very clearly what you uh what have you accomplished in each of the commits. And then this is just yeah, so this is what the save points look like. So at first you have your app version 1, then you make another commit of your app version 2, and then each of this circle represents a commit or a save file that you can go back to in case there is something wrong. So let's say in app v3 you have your login feature is broken. It's very serious, right? That's why you can actually go back to like maybe app v3 before where your app is still working perfectly. All right, so before we continue, is there any question? Any question? Yeah, if not, it's just a question, to check your understanding. So, where are the 3 places that your code is stored in a local Git managed repository? Anyone? 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 Okay. If there is no one, thank you very much. Okay, two-thirds correct, but it's okay. Yeah, we can give it to you. I think, thanks for the thanks for the response. So yeah, we can actually go back like you have your working directory at the left, you have your staging area, and you have your local repository where you store all the commits. So yeah, it's I mean, I think you get the idea. So it's okay. So now we'll go to the demonstration part of the Git. And basically this part right here is okay, sorry. Yeah, so if you have Git installed, so this is just some basic check that you can do if you want to check whether you have Git installed properly in your system. You just type git -- version and it will say the Git version. And then after you set up your Git, you can actually set your name and your email. Yeah, we are not going to demonstrate this here because we'll focus more on the basic commands of Git. And then this is just some end of line difference between Windows and Mac OS. Basically in Windows, every time you enter a new line, you have those carriage return character. That's why you need to set the end of line handling properly in Git so that all your files that you send to Git, all your files that you download from Git is according to the correct format, according to the system that you have. So let's actually try to create a sample project. So, yeah. So we will try to make a Windows website, for example, but we'll just use a TXT file so that everyone can follow. So we'll open VS Code, and then we can open the terminal here, and we can type in Git init. Yeah, so when we type Git init, it basically tells Git to manage our repository. It's to initialize the repository. It's quite self-explanatory. And then we start by creating a file. Let's say this is home.txt and we have Windows web here, maybe about us FAQ. So this is our first version of the web, let's say, because we're just using a TXT file. And we can type in git status to know what is the current status of the repository. So it says no commit yet because we haven't made any commit previously. And it says untracked files home.txt. So basically in Git, this home.txt file is still in the working directory. We haven't moved it to the staging area. And if we are ready to make the first commit, like let's say this website is finalized, the first version, we can do git add home.txt. So basically, git add is a command to move home.txt to the staging area, as I said earlier. And then let's say there is some modification to the home.txt. Let's say I forgot something. I want to add maybe a subscribe button right here. So in VS Code, you can actually see it says that the file home.txt has been modified there in the cursor. And if you go to git status, it will also, what's this? So if you go to git status, it says that changes not staged for commit home.txt. So basically this means the same as I explained earlier, because when I put the home.txt to the staging area, it was still the old version without the subscribe button. Now that I've added subscribe, I need to re-add the modified version to the staging area. Yeah, by the way, you can do git add dot also, and that will basically add all the changes to the staging area. And then you can type in git status once again, and it says changes to be committed, new file home.txt. So we can just, if we are ready, we can just type in git commit. And -m means it's a message that you want to add. And you can just type in first commit. And congratulations, you have made your first commit. And in future, you'll be able to return in this state of code. So you just created basically like your very first save file in Git. Yeah, so these are just different ways of adding stuff in the local in the working directory. You can add everything. You can use a wildcard even. You can really explore those on your own. And then these are just commands that you can use to look through all the files in the staging area. And untracked files. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. So let's say we have a secret file right here. Like usually in backend, you use some secret files so that, you can, as a seed, they call it for the authentication. But you shouldn't share those secret like publicly. So let's say this is a secret file. And then me as a, newbie developer, I don't understand what it is, and I will just add the file to the staging area. Let's take this. Now you can see there, changes to be committed secret.txt. So the next time I commit this project, I will actually have secret.txt there.
But obviously, I don't want this to happen because secret.txt contains a very important of data. So I want to remove secret.txt from the staging area. So I can do that using this command right here, git rm cached file name. So basically, by doing this, we are removing this file from the staging area. So the next time you make a commit, this file will not be included in the commit. So when you restore to the commit that you make, you will not see secret.txt, which is what we want. Yep. So see now secret.txt is untracked. It says there untracked file. So we have successfully untracked that. And now let's see what we can do. Now we want to ignore some files in the working directory because sometimes you have a very big file. If you compile your program, for example, you usually don't want to include all these cache from the compiler, and you don't want to include log files also because that's like bloating up the repository unnecessarily. So we can actually ignore the secret.txt by creating a .gitignore file. And here we can type in a comment by adding a hashtag symbol there. And we can just type in ignore secret.txt. And then you just type in the name of the file that you want to ignore. So this is just a basic like function of Git to ignore some files that you want Git to ignore. And obviously we need to add the gitignore file to the staging area. And then only after that we will commit. And we will say ignores secret.txt, for example. Yeah, so when we type in git status, it will say that nothing is wrong with the repository because you have successfully ignored the secret.txt. And then these are just about making commits. We have went through that earlier. So it's just git commit -m and then the message of the commit. And yeah, so as I shown earlier, you can visualize commits as some sort of like map or like checkpoints that you can go back to as your project grows. And then this is just another way to make a commit. Basically, sometimes, you know, when you need to write a lot of stuff, let's say you have added some announcement here. You can then do a git add. And then let's say you want to make a commit with a very long message. So you can just type in git commit, and provided that you follow our instructions earlier on how to set up Git, Git will basically open another window in your VS Code where you can type in a lot of stuff here. And it's actually much more comfortable than typing your message in the terminal. So when you need to write a long, very long message for a commit, you can just do this. And then after adding your message, you can close the window here and Git will automatically make the commit. All right, so there are a lot of things that you can do with Git: rename, restoring deleted files, and deleting files. So just for the sake of like conciseness, I think we'll just go through one of them. So let's say I accidentally removed home.txt. I can type in git rm, stands for remove, and home.txt right here. And then it disappears from my working directory. And then when I go git status, it says deleted home.txt. So I can go ahead and commit this, maybe say deleted home.txt. And then now I decide that I suddenly realize that home.txt is actually very important. So I want home.txt back. And how do we do that? Okay, first we can look at all the commit that we have made so far using this function called git log. And in this case, I just put in one line so we can see all the previous commits or save points that we have made earlier. And now we want to go back to the one here, added announcement, because we want to restore the deleted home.txt. So in that case, if we want to go back to the previous commit, we can use this command right here. we want to first git reset head tilde 1. Basically, that means we want to go back to the commit before the last one. So we can go ahead and do this. And now when we type in, you can see that home.txt is still not there, right? So you can go to git status actually, and it says that deleted home.txt. So if sometimes you feel confused why certain things doesn't work, actually you can go ahead and read what git says, because sometimes it's very helpful. In this case, it says you can use git restore to discard the changes in the working directory. So, and then we can go ahead and restore the deleted home.txt. And then home.txt is actually back here. So this is one of like the demonstration of how Git also functions as some kind of a time machine that you can go back to the previous commit if something goes wrong or you make some mistakes. Yeah, so you can also, there's also another way of resetting by putting the commit ID, but yeah, we're just going to show like one way of doing it here. Yeah, you can rename a file by using git mv, also like the restoring deleted files just now. So after you go back to the older commits where you still have the file, that's when you can restore the file that you accidentally deleted, for example. Yeah, so you can go ahead and explore all these commands in your own time. And now we'll go to the more important parts of this sharing session, which is about branch and merge, which is very important in collaborative development. And in that, I will pass the time to Raphael, which will do the demonstration.
Okay, thank you for your. Can you remove your laptop? Yes.
Oh, it's just in the WhatsApp. Okay.
Oops. Tadi ya. Iya, sabtu. Jadi belum Sorry for that. Why is my volume on max? Okay, okay. Okay. Maaf guys, aku gaptek, jadi ya. So, the words. Okay, so in this section of the talk, I'm going to discuss about branching and merging. So there was actually I'll just go to the slides before. There's actually a mention about branching and merging here. So we already explained, right, that the circles here, the nodes here are basically commits, and yeah, so the circles are commits. But what are these like lines here? This is what we call branches. Jadi we can think of this purple line as the center, the main branch. So this is where it all originates. And usually when you make your first repo, it will make like a default branch named master or main. in older versions of Git, it's named master, but now it's named main. So yeah, and these other lines are basically other branches that branch off from master. So this orange line branches off from this commit here, and this one also like branches off from this. So basically, if you take this blue line here, if you see the history of commits, you'll get the commits from this blue line and all the way to like the back. So this and this. So basically, what branches do, the benefit of branches is it allows you to collaboratively work on the same repository. So if we go back to the the same analogy, saving game progress, right? Let's say you have your friend who wants to play the same game. Now, if you play at the same like save file, it's going to overwrite that save file, right? But you don't want that because you basically want two versions: the one that you play and the one that your friend will be playing. So basically, what branching does is it kind of copies the commits so that you can work on your own, like let's say your own features, your own bug fixes on a separate branch from the original one, and that helps with collaborative code development, especially like if you're not always in contact with each other. You can actually work separately without worrying about conflicts. Now, okay, so this is a command for making new branches. So git checkout, there's a flag -b which indicates new branch, and then there's the branch name, which let's say we call it chat feature. Now, if we do the git checkout from here, and then we make a so we do git checkout here, and it creates a new branch called chat feature. Now, this chat feature, right, we can commit to it without changing the original branch. So let's say we commit like the chat feature, like implement chat feature or something, and then the commit goes here. Now this main branch, it's not affected. The only thing that is affected is the chat feature, which is this branch. You see that it branches off the main branch. And then if let's say we can branch off from this commit as well. It doesn't have to be the main branch. So yeah, and we can switch branches. There was a flickering. Yeah, there was a -b flag, right? Which indicates for creating new branches. So if you create new branch called chat feature, you need to add like -b to indicate that it's a new feature. Kenapa sih ini? Okay, anyway, if you don't include the -b, you will actually just switch to the branch, and it assumes that the branch is already there. So like, yeah, you just move to the branch chat feature or something. Yeah, but that's the gist of it. Now, you can see here when I already made this new branch chat feature, you can also make the another commit to the main branch. So here these are two separate branches, and if you do a commit here, you do another commit here, it won't like clash with each other. That is until you try to merge them together. So before you like merge anything, it's not going to clash. You will have like these two separate versions, all intact, and you can access them anytime. So yeah, let's say we add that again as well. It's fine. Now merging, so there's branching, there's merging, right? So if you want to branch off the main path, you have to at some point merge it to the main path again. So there's a command for that, git merge, and yeah, this is basically the syntax, and git merge is just merging, another branch with the current branch. So whatever branch you want to merge, like let's say chat feature, you go to the main branch first, you check out to the main branch, and then you do a git merge, and then this is a message that you want to include to the commit message, and yeah, just merge the chat feature, and that's basically it. So I think it's better to show you what it looks like in practice. So let me just open my okay. So here we have a very simple repository. You can see the history. Ya, ini baru first commit. Ya, pokoknya it's the same as like what Florian showed, pretty much the same. So let's say we want to add a shop like shopping page. Where let's pretend this is a website, right? And we want to create a shopping page. Let's make a shop.txt here, and let's put like, let me see my cheat sheet first. Let's put like this. Oh my god. Ini kenapa ya? This is like, I don't think. Tapi bisa sih. Boleh. Okay, sorry ya guys, aku gaptek. Okay. Yeah. So what was I trying to say? Let's make a new like page called shop. How do we rename this? Anjing jadi beneran gaptek gue. Cara gue rename gimana? Cara gue rename gimana?
This one. You didn't this.
Oh iya.
It's just to open.
Oh yeah. Obviously. Sorry. Shop. Okay, so what lah tadi iPhone, Samsung. Okay, let's just pretend this is a proper shopping page. Now, notice I haven't moved to a new branch yet. I'm still in the main branch. So if you type git branch, you'll see all the branches you have currently, and the one that's highlighted is the one that you're currently on. So you're currently on main branch. I haven't checked out to another branch. I'll do that now. So if we git checkout, and then make it add shop, and don't forget the -b. So it's a new branch. Now you can see the message is switch to a new branch at shop. So it just creates a new branch, and let's commit this change first. So add shop page. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add the files. So yeah, let's commit this first. Now I have committed this change, and you can see in the history. So if you didn't know, git log is to show history, and you can see there's the add shop page, add announcement. These are all the commits that were done previously. This is the new one, the add shop page. Now if we go back to git main, remember this is the add shop branch, right? And if we go back to main, git checkout main, you'll see that there's this like apa sih, strike through or something, yeah, on the file name. That just means that it's no longer there. The VS Code doesn't detect the file anymore. And yeah, because if the commit we just made was on the add shop and not on the main branch. And so if we look at the history, we cannot see the shop page present there. There's only the previous commits, right? And okay. And yeah, basically that's like the main point of branching, is that you separate two branches from one another. If you change in one branch, the changes doesn't appear in another branch. Oh, tadi belum join ya? Okay. Yeah, so let's go back to, okay, actually, to show you, to further push the point, right? Yeah, this is main. So if we make another like change here, let's say we do this change lah. Shop under construction, and this is in the main branch. Let's add the changes. Update announcement. Now we can see in the history here. So yeah, so you can see here the latest commit is update announcement, and if we change to git checkout to add shop again, we see that the announcement is now gone. Like it goes back to the previous version, because we only made that change in the main branch and not in the add shop itself. It's separate. Yeah, so that's yeah, that's so much about branches. Now let's say here we want to add a bug fix. We encounter a bug somewhere, we want to check out to another branch again to fix that bug fix. So let's make a new branch, and this will, yeah, let's say bug fix, and this will be based off the branch we have made in the add shop branch. You can see that's the add shop, and yeah, let's just add like whatever, like this lah, bugfix.txt. Hi. So let's add this. Fix bug. Oh, yeah. So we added the fix bug. We see the history is like this, and remember, this isn't like in the shop, in the add shop branch. This is only in the bug fix branch, and let's say we want to merge it back to the add shop branch. So after we finish this bug fix, we want to go back to the add shop branch and basically like resume our work. So the thing about this bug fix, why I made this new branch, right, is that you can do other things while trying to like fix the bug. So it's not like you have to fix the bug first and then you can move on to other things. You can just like put that bug aside first on another branch, and you work on something else on the original branch, and that works also. So it doesn't restrict you to like a sequential kind of like changes. So let's go back to add shop, and let's say we want to merge bug fix. So we just type git merge bug fix. Here I don't show any like messages. You'll see why. If you git merge, and now it's merged. So if we look at the log here, basically what it does is it just like in very simplified terms, it just copies all the commits you have done to the original branch, and yeah, that's it. This is the, we can check again, this is the git branch, the correct branch. Yeah, it's that shop. Now let's say you want you're already done with this bug fix. You can delete the bug fix branch. So that's using git branch -d bug fix, and you delete the bug fix. It's not necessary to like always delete a branch, but yeah, you can delete it if you want. So now I'm going to do some changes, some more changes. Let's say now because the shop is here, right? I want to update the announcement. So check out our new shop. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, so let's add the changes and commit. Want to update announcement. Okay. Now, if we go back to the main branch, let's say we're already done with this shop page. We want to merge it back to the main. So you can see the announcement changes, right? Because the version in main was like this. And now there's one problem with merging here. Like you just saw just now, the announcement is different, right, between the two branches. And if we do git merge here, let's say I want to like add a message, merge shop page into main, and then don't forget to add the branch name. So if we merge here, you can see it generates a message, conflict, merge conflict in home.txt. So this is what we just talked about. There's two versions from two different branches, and Git doesn't know which one to choose. It doesn't know which one is correct. And this is what is called a merge conflict. And well, how do we fix a merge conflict? We just choose which one is correct. So here, one way we can do this is just so merge conflicts are always like in this format. There's this two sections. The first one is you can see head here, which is basically the current branch we are currently on, like the commit we are currently on. It's the head. And this one is the add shop, which is the latest commit that originated from the add shop branch. And we can just change it to whatever we want to change. So like, okay, before that, let me show you like how to check if there is a merge conflict. You can type git status, and you can see here, you see here there are unmerged paths, both modified. So that means like from the two branches, the lines are modified in both branches, so the git caught a conflict. So to fix this, right, we want to have this one, right, as our new announcement. So let's just remove the entire thing here and this. So now it becomes this. Yeah, that's the way to fix it. And we add the changes we just made, and you can see in the status it's all fine now. Yeah. Another way, right, is to Okay, maybe not. Oops. Another way, right? Before that, right? There was a agak susah sih. Itu VS Code specific, but basically you can just press a button and that's all. Yeah, I'm just showing you the general way. So now if we do git commit, here I don't include any messages because you'll see why. Oh, it's because I reset. Okay, normally the git merge message that I input previously, it should appear here, but I just reset it so it didn't appear. But anyway, we can just add the message. Merge add shop to main, and yep. Okay, and there you go. So you can see the latest commit is the merge commit. We call it a merge commit, and you can see all the changes that we have made. This one, the yeah, update announcement is from. Wait, why is it like this? Yeah, so this is the merge commit, and then the update announcement, add announcement. Yeah, basically the update announcement comes from the add shop branch. Now, you can see there's a slight difference for the merge commit itself. Never mind. Ya tadi aku ada salah input, guys. Jadi agak beda dengan yang I expected, but it's fine. Yeah, so that's it about branches. There's really everything you need to know. Bisa buka ini nggak? Yeah, okay. So quiz time. Yeah, so name two Git comments, each explain what each of them do and when you should use them. Kita ambil 2 orang aja deh ya. 2 orang, jadi 1 orang 1 bembeng. 2. Ada yang mau nggak? Ayo guys. Anything? Doesn't have to be branching.
Any comments we have covered so far?
I feel like this is easier than the previous question. Kenapa gak ada yang mau ya? Mungkin nggak nyimak semua. Hey guys, chop. Can the people in Zoom also answer? Tapi nggak dapat bengkel. I'm sorry people in Zoom. Ini kita deliver ke ininya, ke kamar.
There's a comment called feedback when you add
Your what?
your file to staging area, and the git commit when you add remove, you save your staging area files into the git.
Yes, correct. You said 2 comments, but yeah, okay. They just yeah, can yeah. Okay, nice. Okay. Now Javier is going to explain the what the intricacies of GitHub and how you basically move your repo online. Yeah, so I'll pass it to Javier.
Hi guys, I'm Javier. Yes, I need my account here. How to use this?
Okay, please wait, guys. We will set up the correct computer for this demonstration.
So basically, GitHub is just a social media for
coding for coders, where they can post their codes into online world, to the internet, so other people, like the people globally, can access it. Wait a minute, guys. Shoot. Connected. Shit.
If not, can use my laptop, but just use my account.
Can I?
If you can. Doesn't show. Oh, bisa. Bisa. Bisa.
Ya, bisa.
Mati itu nanti.
Okay. Here. Okay, guys. So GitHub, as you can read, it's just a social media for coding for coder, where you can post your code there and people globally can access it. Let's be quick. So it's also a remote storage where you can, like Google Drive, where you can upload your files, upload your codes there, whatever files you want. Then you can retrieve it anytime you want, anywhere, and yeah. Okay, so this is the things you can do at on GitHub. You can host and share code. You can basically, there's Git. You can also track your changes. You can collaborate with others, and a lot more. So I will, yes. So 4 basic commands of GitHub. You can push. It is just uploading your files, your codes into the GitHub. You can clone. Basically, you duplicate the whole repositories. Let's say it's folder in the GitHub to your local storage. There's fetch and pull. These two are the function that the commands that can retrieve all the folder from the remote storage, but with the Git inside, and there's extra commands, extra features that you can use. Let me talk, okay. So it's like this. This is your working directory, basically your VS Code. You add it, you commit it, then it's in your Git. You can push it into the GitHub. Then at one time you can fetch it, you can clone it, you can pull it. Yeah. Any questions? No. This is GitHub workflow. Basically, this is to facilitate collaboration, where people usually make a project, they post it into GitHub. Then, so this main project here, and you fork it. You fork the repo. Basically, you copy the whole repository, the whole folder into your own GitHub account. Then you start contributing to the project. You can change the code. You can add new files, add new features. You commit it. Then you submit a pull request. That means you submit something that say, I want to collaborate. I want to put my code inside your project. Then you discuss reviews and you deploy to test it out. Then you merge it into the main project. So your code will be inside the main project. Yes. Okay, let's just start. VS Code. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Uh,
Maksudnya zoom.
uh,
Just control.
shit. Yes. Okay. Gimana? Itu suka gimana sih?
Wait.
Okay. Yes. So first of all, is you make this is your new folder. It's your project. Huh? Yes. Okay. So it's a project. Let's say you wanna create a app.txt. Okay. Then you have you get in it. You see you follow the one Florian and Rafa taught. You get in it. Then let's say app.text. You say this is an app. Okay. So git add, git commit. First commit. Okay. Then you want to upload it to your GitHub account. So you have a GitHub account. You go to your repositories. You make a new one. Let's call it GitHub sharing. Yes. Make it public. Create the repo. Okay, just follow the command line here. Basically, you can git init. That's what I did. Then you can commit. You can branch. Rename the branch into main. Just follow. Then git repo. Yes. Then push. Yes, it's done. As you can see here, the app.txt inside. Yes. Until here, any questions? Oh, wait. Yes. Okay, so that's for push. Yes, yes. Okay, so there's also clone, pull, and fetch. Clone is basically just now we already push our files into the GitHub. It means it's already in the internet. So let's say I have a new folder here. No. Yes. I have a new folder here. So this is like basically person B. Person B wanna clone my project to their local directory. They wanna copy my project. So just use git init, then git clone. Just copy the link, the repo link, edit. Yes, done. Now they can see the app. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so let's say you already clone the thing, right? Yes. Then person C suddenly add a new file. Let's call it feature.txt. A new feature. Commit changes. Commit. Okay. So in your local directory, right, there's no this feature because this feature is only updated online, not in your local directory. Then you wanna update it so it's like your whole project's up to date. You just put git pull. Git pull origin. Yeah. Uh,
Come, help me. Like your previous one. Is it the clone one? Don't use the clone one. Use the original one.
Oh yeah, use the original.
Use the original.
Sorry. Okay, git. Yes, so it's updated feature. So you have to update your local directory to the newest commit in the online repository. So you can see there's a new feature here. So what's the difference between fetch and pull? So let's add another feature. Let's call it feature 2. Yes. So you fetch it, right? But it doesn't appear in your local directory. What happened? So it updates the git graph, as you can see here. So this is yes, as you can see here, there is create feature 2, but there's nothing here. So it only takes the last commit as a git, but not merging it together. So basically, pull is fetch plus merge. So what can I do to edit there? I merge. So just say git merge. Yes, there's feature 2. Yay. Uh, okay. So there's a different type of pull. So just now, as I said, when you fetch, you just copy the fetch, the last commit. Let's say you already upload your project, say project A. Then you make changes on your local directory. You add a new feature, feature 3. Then people add a feature 4. So you have a different project now. You wanna pull it, so it will get merge conflict. So there's like 3 types of pull that will like kind of resolve it. First is like pull FF only, which is just fetch, because you can see you don't merge the thing. You only let it branch it. Then there's pull FF, which you fetch the thing, then you merge your feature 3 and feature 4 into another nodes. Yeah. And also rebase, where you put feature 4 before feature 3, as you can see here. Any questions? Unclear? No. Okay, so things you can do on GitHub. There's something called action here. Okay, let's wait. Pull request, yes. So you wanna contribute, yes, be careful. You wanna contribute to other people project. Let's say you have say GitHub chatbot. You can see here, yeah, some random guy. You see his project is quite good. Then you wanna contribute to it. You say like, oh, I think I can add a new feature. What do? You fork the thing. This is called fork. Fork. Then after you fork it, it will change. It will move the whole directory, the whole repository into your local, into your own account, your own GitHub account. After that, you can start to modify it. Whatever you do, it will disconnect your repo into like the owner repo. So you have like 2 separate repo. Then after that, you can pull. You can pull. It means you can say, I've done my changes here. Can I like collaborate with you? Can I put my project? Can I merge my project into your project, into your main project? So you use the pull request. After you request, there's like issues here. You can discuss the thing. Let's see here. Yeah, see a lot of people pull requests. They said they want to add a Gemini AI here in their chatbot. Then they pull request. You said like added new Gemini, and you also can discuss this. So it's just basically like a task board or like to do list. Like you can say like, I have error here. Please help me. Or like I create a tool. I think then and there's like we need a add subscription. Okay. Yes. That's it for what can you do
in GitHub. And also action after you pull request, right? Before you accept the merge, I'm the owner. He wanna like merge his project to mine. Then before we really merge, we can deploy here. Wait. We can like actions. So there's a lot of action we can do with GitHub. There's like deploy this, deploy that. We can use a lot of features from GitHub. Yes. So anything to ask, guys? Anything's not clear? Okay. Okay. So quiz time. What's the difference between pull and fetch? Yes, you please. Yes.
Pull is clone plus fetch. Fetch is just fetch.
Okay, wrong. You please. Okay, you please. So pull and fetch is like pull is fetch plus something. Who know the something there? Oh yeah, the white shirt guy over there. White shirt guy over there, please. Merge. Yes. Yes. Here's the bang bang. This is what you earn. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. White shirt guy, please help me. As a part of a team, you are tasked to develop a new feature. Assume you are given the main code base. Explain how may you use Git in your development process from the start until the feature is incorporated into the main code. Mention relevant Git comments and explain why. Yes, yes.
You can new branch from the main branch. So make sure you pull it beforehand.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Say development branch.
Yes.
Create something you said development branch, git active commit, do stuff, right? Then you git push. And then you try to git pull or make a pull request to GitHub to
Yes.
the main branch. And if they approve your feature, they will just merge it to the main branch.
Yes. Give him a clap. So basically what he's saying is just this, the GitHub workflow. Okay. So this is the end of our presentation. Clap your hands. Yes. Thank you very much. You need the thing.
Oke, terima kasih untuk speaker-speaker kita. Mungkin ada yang mau nanya, ada mau Q&A session sekali lagi sebelum di end session hari ini? Oke, aku anggap gak ada ya. Oke, sekarang kita udah di akhir PPD Exec Workshop hari ini. Kita sudah terima kasih untuk semua speaker dan teman-teman yang udah datang pada hari ini. And we hope to see you in the next workshop next week, part 2. Yeay.